In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a heart-shaped chocolate smash, which you can hide some goodies inside, perfect for Valentine's. This one's got sweets and a little voucher for a hotel stay. Come on, let me show you how to do it. It's easy. Here's what you'll need. Some white chocolate, the best quality you can find, some cocoa butter based colouring, a mould, which you should be able to pick up easily online, and if you can't find it, we'll stick the link in the description. One thing that is really important is that you do have to use tempered chocolate. Don't make the mistake that most people make, which is using warm chocolate that is not going to set. If you do not know how to temper chocolate, make sure you watch the video above to find out how. You'll need a scraper, either a decorator scraper or a knife to scrape off the excess chocolate, and of course, whatever you want to put inside. I've got some Maltesers, my signature Holy Grail chocolate, and a little gift voucher to pop in there too. Right, here's how we do it. So I've got my red power flowers, which is literally like a little colour pellet, which is cocoa butter based. I've melted that with some white chocolate buttons in a piping bag, 10 seconds in the microwave, repeat that process until we've got a nice red liquid with no lumps in there. Cut the top of this bag. So cocoa butter based colour, not water based. I'm going to add little drips of that until I've got the pink that I want. I don't want it too pink, but it depends what you think. So keep going until you've got the colour you want. I normally like that light rosé pink, but I'm going to go a little bit more pink than normal, I think. Just so that it stands out. So here we go. I've got the mould here. Make sure the mould is clean, and then we're going to pour this in. Fill that up halfway. Roll the chocolate around so that the inside of the mould is completely covered. You might find it hard to get some of the gaps filled, and if you do, what you could do is get a knife, a palette knife, a spatula, anything really, and just use it to sort of paste the chocolate onto the edge of the inside of the mold. I'm going to leave that to dry now. We'll know when it's drying because it will start to go slightly matte, slightly dull, losing its shine a bit. At that point, that's when we can do the second layer. So we're going to use this pool of chocolate in the middle to roll it around again to get that second layer to stick. In the meantime, we just have to be patient. Now I can see that the chocolate is starting to set around the edge because it's losing its shine. Now we're ready to roll around again, choc and roll. Just gonna roll that chocolate all the way around the edge. I want it to go over the edge because if we go over the edge, it will just make it that little bit stronger. You wanna go around the mold 2 or maybe even 3 times. I've gone around it twice there, I'm happy with that. But for good measure, if you want, you leave that to set. You let it mattify once more and you go round it again with your pool of chocolate, and then you will shake out. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3. Shake out the excess chocolate. That's the fun bit. And then we're going to leave it upside down, resting on a bowl or the side of the tray, so that as that starts to drip out of the mold, it's starting to set at the same time, which means that the edge will be nice and strong when I scrape off the excess chocolate. Chocolate has set to the point where it's holding its shape, and I can then go in and scrape off the excess. It's in that in-between stage. It's not liquid anymore. It hasn't gone completely solid. If it goes too solid, it will be quite hard to scrape and it can start to chip off and break. We don't want that. We want to scrape it at the point that it's at right now. It's still got a little bit of a shine to it. It's starting to set, so we can scrape it. Use my chocolatier scraper, which is like a decorator scraper, or you can use a good old knife. Just using the back of the knife, not the serrated edge, scraping off all the excess. You can eat those bits as well, there's no waste, or you can remelt them to make something else. That is going in the freezer, so it will set super quick. It will set nicely in the fridge as well. About 10 minutes in the fridge, about 5 minutes in the freezer. What we're going to do now is make the base, which is for the back of the heart, so we can fill the heart with all the sweets and things and then put the base onto the back to seal it. To do that, I'm going to pour out some tempered chocolate onto the greaseproof paper, and I want to spread this out so that it's roughly the size of the entire heart mould. In other words, this needs to be bigger than the heart itself. So I can flip it onto the back of the heart to seal it, and then cut away any of the excess chocolate. Doesn't have to be perfect, as long as it's bigger than the heart. Give that a little bit of a shake. Make sure it's the same thickness all the way across. Providing the chocolate's tempered, when it sets, it shrinks to release from the mould, and you'll be able to see where the chocolate has come away, which is where it goes completely frosted around the edge. The last place for it to release will be in the middle. You can give it a little twist. You can see just here, if you look really closely, where it hasn't quite come away. Just give it a little gentle nudge. Don't rush it. If it needs longer, put it back in the fridge or freezer. Play it safe, but you'll be able to hear it kind of cracking, not because it's breaking, but just because it's releasing and sort of popping away from the mould. There we go. There we have it. Here comes the fun bit. We've got our heart, which is set and ready to chock and roll. I'm going to add some sweets. You can put whatever you want in here. I'm going to put some of my favourites, Maltesers, my signature Holy Grail chocolate, and even, because I'm so kind, a little voucher for a night's stay in a hotel, dinner, massage, the works. So put some surprises in there, maybe concert tickets, flights to New York, whatever. So you want to fill this up so that you've got plenty of goodies in there, but you want to make sure that it's completely flat, that it's not proud and sticking up. At this point, we get to seal the contents inside. And I've got this slab which I've just made, which is that in-between stage where it's still slightly melted. It's not completely solid, it's just in between, still very soft. Place that on the back. Give it a little touch down so it's making contact with the sides of the heart, with the edges. And then, very carefully, just flip this over and leave that to set. What we can do then is start cutting away the sides. Using a knife, just score the chocolate. As long as you can see that you're making marks in the chocolate, you know that it's the right consistency. If it's not making marks, it's not set enough, so you need to just let it dry that little bit more. You could put it back in the fridge at this point, but I've just scored all the cuttings around the edge. Leave that to set a little bit more, and then I'll go around it again. What I'm going to do at this point is add a little bit of decoration onto the heart. So I'm just going to take about 5 chocolate buttons, put them into a clear plastic bag, and then you can either immerse that into hot water or put it in the microwave for like 5 or 10 seconds maximum, and keep kind of playing with it in the bag, manipulating it until it goes from a solid to a liquid. A little bit of a hack, it's much quicker than melting it in the bowl, but obviously if you prefer to melt it in the bowl, do what's right for you. So I've put that back in the fridge for a couple of minutes just so that these edges set a little bit more, so that it's much easier just to break those away. There's no waste when it comes to chocolate. Those bits can be remelted. They will just peel away, and as long as you cut it nice and clean, you can literally have your sealed heart ready to go. I'm just going to quickly decorate this before I pack it away into a box. I've just cut a tiny bit off the end of the bag because I've got a tiny hole for piping, which means you can personalise the heart with somebody's name or a little message. Now, once it's all set, just make sure that you can touch the writing without smudging it. Go around the edges, give it a little bit of TLC, making sure there's no gaps. This is completely set. Now, you can wrap this in cellophane with ribbon, or you can grab a gift box online. This is a little magnetic box, super easy. That goes straight inside. I'm just going to scrunch up a little bit of tissue to hide it, to make it a little bit more exciting. And now this is the fun part, because we get to smash it. So are you ready? Let's give it a smash. Ready? Let's go. It takes some doing, I'm telling you. Where are we going? Disneyland? Oh, okay. Holy Grail, Maltesers, and ooh, a trip to New York City. Yes, let's go to New York and make some chocolate. If you've enjoyed this video, I think you're going to enjoy this one where I show you how to make a chocolate bar. I'll see you there. That's all for now. Peace, love, choc and roll.